Guys, welcome to JPT. I'm Carson G, and this is Just Plain Tech. Today's video, we are going to turn our Raspberry Pi, whether that's a Raspberry Pi 1, 2, 3, 4, or 0, or 0W. We're going to turn our Raspberry Pi into a home media system, or a home video system, say like, kind of like a Roku, but better. Much better than a Roku. I think it is Linux based, although I'm not too sure. And it's an operating system called LibreELEC, which is built in with the Raspberry Pi Imager. So if you have the Raspberry Pi Imager software, you're going to need to get that. So I'll show you how to do that, and then we're going to take a look at LibreELEC and do this. Okay, so you're going to need to install a software called Raspberry Pi Imager. At least that's what we're doing for this method. Obviously, there are other methods of doing this, but we're going to install Raspberry Pi Imager. It should just be on the software manager, the Synaptic Package Manager, whatever, of your Linux distribution. You should find it in your software manager or the Synaptic Package Manager, but if you can't find it in there, what you're going to do is you're going to have to install the Snap Store, which you can install that by typing in sudo apt-get install snapd, and then after that, update your repositories, and then update the repositories using the command sudo apt-get update, and then you're going to run the command sudo snap install snap-store. Notice that was sudo snap install, not sudo apt install. Okay, so keep that in mind, and then you can either install it using the Snap Store. I guess the Snap Store part was optional. You could install the Snap Store and then install Raspberry Pi through there if you're more comfortable with that. Or you could do, after you installed snapd, you can do sudo snap install rpi-imager, and that will install the Raspberry Pi Imager for your computer. I know there are only 64-bit images for Raspberry Pi Imager available on the Raspberry Pi website, but however, I have 32-bit computers, and that method with the snap worked, so I don't know. But yeah, anyway, once you have the Raspberry Pi Imager, you're going to go ahead and you're going to select operating system. You're going to select LibreELEC. I think there's images for the Raspberry Pi 1, 0, the 2, 3, and the 4. The Raspberry Pi 0 and 1, the 2 and 3, and the 4, I think. I don't know, but basically there's an image for every Raspberry Pi. So just select whichever one goes with your Raspberry Pi, and then choose your SD card, and then upload it. For some of you, unless you're using the Raspberry Pi 1, I think you might need a micro SD card adapter, such as this one, to put your Raspberry Pi into your computer so that you can write it to your SD card. Unless you have a micro SD card reader in your computer, which is not very common. Most of them have standard SD card readers. Anyway, enough of that talk. After you all get installed, this is home screen. So I assume that it has something to do with the Kodi. I think it has something to do with the Kodi, what do you call it, Media Center, I guess. The Kodi Media Center, it's somehow integrated with the Kodi Media Center. But, I think you might be able to, like, connect it to your computer or your phone or something, but I don't actually have Wi-Fi, so that won't actually work. So, yeah. And so now what we're going to do, we're just going to take a look. Obviously, this won't work with the Wi-Fi. Let's just take a look around the system. I did put some files, media files on here. Let's take a look. So our first, what do I call it, category we got here is TV. And it says You did not set up PVR yet. In order to set a PVR, choose a PVR client add-on and configure it. And you would have to do all of that and configure TV. The same thing with radio. We could play personal games or download one of the many game add-ons from the official repository. I may do an update to this video when I have a Raspberry Pi that will run Wi-Fi, but as of right now I do not, so I won't actually do that. We can do some add-ons. We can browse some pictures, which I actually do not have. So, as far as I'm aware, right-click is back. Yeah, just saying that. And then we got videos, so we could do files, playlist, video add-ons, or we could browse our media sources. I put some stuff in videos, so I'm gonna go there. I muted the volume, but this is actually playing just fine. And here we got kind of what like a normal media setup would look like, a little similar to YouTube, kind of. Now let's see what the settings would look like. Video settings. We got zoom, sharpness, 3D video, what? Invert. What's that? Invert. Stereoscopic 3D mode. Kind of want to see what that is. So we got here. Alright, so we can pause. And now we'll go to our settings, video settings, and let's just uncheck that. I don't really know what that is, and I don't want to touch it. So we got nice seek and skip stuff. Even on the Raspberry Pi Zero, this operating system is really performing well. Man, talk about something that's better than Windows and performs on much lower hardware. Okay. Okay. Well, that's enough of that. Let's see if it'll play music. So, let's see, right click. Right click's not doing anything. Oh, I think we have to click the stop thing down here. There we go. Alright, now we can right click back. Oh, I guess right click actually does stuff. So, let's, actually, let's add to favorites and see if it shows up there. So now, we'll go back, favorites. There we go. Looks like that's a favorite, and I don't know if it's ever going to open. Alright. So there we got that. Weather, we probably have to set that up, and we don't have Wi-Fi. So let's take a look at music. Oh, sorry, was there a whole lot more I forgot? There's not, oh man, I forgot a ton. There's actually movies, TV shows, music videos, TV, radio, games, add-ons, pictures, videos, favorites, and weather. So it looks like there's some I missed. So we got movies. I think that's where we'd go. Oh yeah, now we go to our videos folder. So again, the volume's muted, but it seems to be going just fine. Well, I wasn't even going to show you this. I was going to show you audio. We already did this. Sorry about that. So, I assume music would be the right place. Now we do enter file section. And here is our music. So, it is playing. Again, it's muted, but it is playing. So here's how we would actually get to our stuff. I guess we could go to the side, and we could do here, and that would show us everything that's going on. And it looks like we just right click and So it looks like we can't actually get out. You have to click the stop button. It appears. But let's say it was playing. So now it's playing. Now let's say we were to go back to our home screen. We could also see this extra button right here. We could also click that extra button and view it here. So, yep. So I do really like the user interface. It's really nice. It is a little bit, ooh, what's this? It is a little bit confusing to learn at first, but once you spend about maybe a couple minutes playing around with it, you'll figure things out. So, let's see, interface. Master lock, screensaver, startup, perform on startup. What does that mean? Play TV, play radio. Yeah, no, cancel. So let's just go back. Let's see, player, and all these settings. Play next. Discs, play DVDs automatically. I don't actually have a DVD player in here, but if I did that, maybe I should do that in a future project. I could buy it like the Raspberry Pi 0W or something like that. I could get not a Raspberry Pi. I could get like a USB-Y jack, like a mouse, and a DVD writer, and I could make like a custom Raspberry Pi all-in-one DVD set-top box kind of thing, which would be really, really cool. I do already like this operating system, so that would be really cool if we can do that. So, yeah, that would actually be really cool. So, I would recommend this operating system for people out there who kind of want to spice up their TV, something like this. This is definitely, like, it's easy to use, and it pretty much packs everything you need out of your TV into one little area. And it even has a file manager, which everything should have, by the way. I can mention some stuff that doesn't have a file manager. Roku's, iPhones, a lot more. So, yeah, but everything should always have a file manager. So it looks like here we'd set up our TV stuff. This is actually, I'm not sure if this is available for Intel or AMD x86 based processors, but yeah, I would really like to see this thing in full action with Wi-Fi on it. This Raspberry Pi doesn't have Wi-Fi, so sadly we can't do that, but the system responsiveness is really nice. I do like, especially on this Raspberry Pi with a 32-bit ARM processor and 512 megabytes of RAM, this thing has lower specs than my 13-year-old computer. And yet this operating system runs smooth as can be. Really, really nice. Again, it was designed for the Raspberry Pi Zero. At least this version was, but still, how amazing is this? That's kind of cool. So, I do really like this operating system. I kind of look forward to doing more projects involving LibreELEC in the future. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And we'll see you next time.